Hello gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Keysworn and some of you may know me as Tanek127 Gaming, and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video I want to have a little discussion with y'all about Zenless Zone Zero. However, if you want to stay up to date on all things Zenless Zone Zero, make sure you are liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and let's go ahead and get on into today's topic. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of gameplay and stuff like that in the intro, because that is what I call my Cesar DPS build. Now, Cesar is a character in Zenless Zone Zero who is, a more tank style character, is a character based on defense. However, in Zenless Zone Zero, a lot of these fights, I feel like, it's more of an offensive kind of thing. I'm not saying, defensive characters aren't needed or anything like that, but guys, I like to do damage. I like to do DPS, and Cesar is one of my favorite sword characters in the game. I'm actually hoping, they bring like a great sword wielding waifu one day, but a man can only dream. And as of right now, Cesar, Anby, and I have a few other couple favorites for sword characters, but Cesar right now is my top one. She uses a sword and shield. I really like her play style a lot, and she's a lot of fun. And when I first rolled this character and got her, I kept asking myself, how can I make her more attack proficient, instead of like defense based and stuff like that. And there's a couple things I've thrown on her, that I just want to showcase to you guys. Now, I'm still working on this build and leveling a lot of this stuff overall. So this is nowhere near, like a top-notch build, max level and all that stuff. I have a lot of growing and building still to do with this character. So if you have any recommendations you would like to add in the comments, by all means, feel free. But I just feel like, this is a good starting point for those who want to build a DPS-based Cesar, and not play her in the traditional defensive tank style way. So let's go ahead and get on to it and, and show you guys what I'm rolling here. These are my current stats. HP, 10,862. My attack power is almost at 2,000, 1,945. I have 117 impact, 1,069 defense. Crit rate of 17%, could be a little bit better. However, my crit damage is at 75.6%. Anomaly mastery rate is 7, anomaly proficiency 135, penetration ratio 24%, and energy regen 1.68. Now, the main things I like to focus on with Cesar, while I'm building her as a DPS are my attack, impact, crit rate, crit damage, and penetration. These are the main things I focus on, trying to build her for, offense, especially that penetration ratio, which I do mean to get up. And like I was saying, there's still a lot of work to be done. I still got a lot to fill in with her skills. There's still plenty here that I need to do. So like I said, this is just a starter type of build. Nowhere near, the end game, just be all build. There's still a lot here I have to do. But I'm going to show you guys some of the things I'm supporting now. So right now, I am currently rocking the W Engine, the Peacekeeper Specialized. I haven't quite seen an S-ranked defensive one that I think will be good for what I'm trying to build with her. If you guys have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. That's the only reason right now I'm currently using a ranked instead of an S ranked. The one I'm going to be switching to once I level it up here a bit more is the Big Cylinder. And this helps her base attack and also increases the defense. And a little defensive bonus right there, I'm going to tell you guys why I want it. Because when you look at the main ability this gives you, it says reduces damage taken by 7.5%. After being attacked, the next attack to hit an enemy will trigger a critical hit and deal 600% of the equipper's defense as additional damage. So therefore, I want something that's going to boost her defense up just a little bit so I can get those really nice big crits in. But yeah, so right now, like I said, I'm using the Peacekeeper. This helps, with energy regen and stuff like that, so I get a lot of the abilities going up faster and using her buffs more often. But I am going to be switching to the Big Cylinder. Like I said, if you guys have an S-Reg W Engine that's for a defensive character that you recommend, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the disc here that I'm using. Right now, they're all S ranks besides one. There is currently some other S ranks I do want to switch out. I'll let you guys know that in another video. But yeah, right now I'm rocking the Hormone Punk. This gives her an HP bonus of 2200, increases penetration, attack, and of course, anomaly proficiency. I have the Soul Rock, helps her energy regen, attack, anomaly proficiency, crit damage, and more attack power. This here, Protopunk, this helps with the penetration ratio, a little bit of defense increase, some more penetration, attack, and the crit rate. The Woodpecker Electro, attack a whole 30% increase. This one I felt like was a no-brainer. Penetration +1, HP +1, crit rate, and defense. This here, the Polar Metal, this also increases defense, which will also go good along with the W engine I just was telling you guys I want to equip. This helps with the critical damage, HP, penetration, and defense. And then, of course, we got the Astral Voice. Adds a nice flat 316 to her attack, increases crit rate, defense, anomaly proficiency, and a little bit more of her defense. Now, right now, these are very all mixed and matched because I haven't put together a good set, to get a lot of those bonuses and things like that. So, like I said, recommendations, leave them down in the comments. Right now, I was just currently focused on stuff to get her attack and, and some of those more offensive stats built up higher. I'm going to be building, some of this stuff in pairs, getting the 2-piece sets bonuses going and stuff like that, and maybe even a 4-piece set. But right now, like I said, I was just focused on, getting some of those offensive stats higher. If you guys do have any recommendations, like I said, leave them down in the video comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.